What's Gucci, everybody? It's your boy TITO. First things foremost, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays for everybody out there, and I hope you guys have a safe 2021. 2020 was a shitty year, to be honest with you, with the COVID-19. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, everybody else that passed away this year due to COVID or due to other reasons. We're finally heading to 2021. Let's get it, guys. I'll talk about why did I quit the cell phone repair business. But before that, if it's your first time checking on my YouTube channel, my name is TITO, and basically what I do here is I'm trying to teach you guys a side hustle, whether that be with phones, repairing phones, candy machine business, Italian ice cream cart, sneaker business, cleaning sneakers, anything you could think of. I basically do it, and I'm trying to spread my knowledge onto you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm gods can finally bless my channel. You heard? Comment below if you guys just heard. Anyways, guys, this video is a little bit sad for me, and here's why. Because this is my very first side hustle of all time. Before I was into the sneaker, Italian ice cream cart, candy machine business, my first side hustle of all time was cell phone. As you guys may know, nothing lasts forever, and sometimes you have to upgrade yourself and level up and try something else out. That's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, guys, before I can get into the reasons why I'm quitting, let's just backtrack real quick to 2011 when I was 18 years old and I was a freshman at Union County College in Elizabeth, New Jersey. I was working at Jersey Gardens Mall at this store called Aeropostale, making about $8 per hour. I was making nothing, and I was making like $200 to $300 every 2 weeks, which was nothing, guys. I couldn't take my girl out. I couldn't do nothing fun because I was always broke. So I was always interested in finding a new way to find a new side hustle to make more money on the side, because I was definitely broke. A broke college student. I had nothing going for myself but my college degree. So anyways, around this time in 2011, my good friend at the time, Esteban, I saw him reselling phones to Craigslist, buying them, reselling them, sending them back to his country or reselling them locally. And he started taking me to some of his meetups. Well, I started going with him. I started learning about the business, what phones do good, what phones don't do good. The phone that was reselling back then was the Blackberries. Like, they had just come out, the BBM. Now 2021, the old and forgotten phone, but back then the Blackberries were just coming out. They were popping, they were popular. And yep, basically 2011, I became a full-time reseller. I was buying phones on Craigslist. Like, I was making ads on Craigslist saying that, oh, I buy a broken phone, that I pay cash. Call it, text me. I was also making ads on Facebook, Instagram. That was going well. I was getting all types of phones, Samsungs, Blackberries. This was the start of the smartphone. Samsung had just put on their first Samsung S model, the Samsung Galaxy S. But Blackberries back then was like crackberry. Everybody wanted a Blackberry. Mira, BBM, tírame por el BBM, 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 BBM. But yeah, anyways, I still remember the first phone that I resold for an AT&T Blackberry Curve 8530. The person had it listed for $120. I quickly called him and told him to meet me up at Dunkin' Donuts. He came, I saw the phone, I tried to bargain with the price, I tried to like negotiate with him. He was firm at 120, he would not go under 120. So I caved in. Prior to that, obviously, I checked out the phone. Phone was in mint condition. He had the box, the charger, he had everything. Went home that same night and started taking pictures and reposted it on Craigslist and sold it the following day. I made $150, so $30 profit. Like, yo, I was so excited, you know, like, I was just surprised. Wow, like, I can make money just reselling shit online. How my mentality was set up is just go to work, get paid, that's it. Yeah, guys, so I figured back then, hey, if I can get a phone every day, I can resell it every day and make $30 profit every day. So me being, you know, like me thinking, I'm like, okay, there's 7 days a week. $30 profit every day, 7 times 30. I'll make $210 extra per week. Not bad. On top of my Aeropostale check, that's close to $1,000 a month. Like, I was so excited. I was like, yes, you know, like, now I'm about to start making some money. I can Start having more fun. I could take my girl out and everything was going cool. And then the summer of 2012 came, and that was where things changed. Companies like AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint were starting to block phones when customers wouldn't pay their bill. Now this wasn't the case before. People could report their iPhone lost or stolen, and that phone would still work. That was no longer the case when 2012 came. Those phones that were reported lost or stolen, or that weren't paid off, would get blocked by the company, meaning that you could put your SIM card in and the phone would not work. You couldn't do calls or texts. Things got even worse. And how did things get worse? Because later on in that summer 2012, around August, which is my birthday month, shout out to all the Leos out there, I broke my foot while playing basketball, and I was basically out for 2 months. I couldn't resell phones, I couldn't meet nobody up, I couldn't do anything. I just had to focus on getting better. And since I noticed that things were getting harder with the cell phone business, I kind of took a break and got back to working a regular job. And I started working at Best Buy, then Home Depot, and was basically working from 9 to 5, slaving myself away. I had no money again. So, you know, back when I was 18, I had no money, started doing cell phone side hustle, started making some money. I went back into the regular job routine, and like I was broke again. Like I was working more hours too, but I was still broke. Now each year things change, you know, like I have to pay rent, like bills, like more bills would come up each year. And I'm trying to help my mom out, I'm trying to help my family out. Now we're gonna fast forward into 2014. So 2012 until 2014, I took a break. I was not reselling phones anymore because of that whole blacklist situation. I basically went back to my old roots. I started watching videos on YouTube on how to repair phones, how to repair iPhones, Androids, the whole 9 yards, Blackberries. Slowly started buying parts, I started buying tools, I started buying my setup. And one day I got my confidence to buy a cracked iPhone 4S for 60 bucks on Craigslist, and I bought the screen online for $20. I think I probably went to Amazon or eBay and resold it a few days later for $150. So 60, 20, 80 bucks. I made $70 profit. But now hold on. To fix an iPhone 4S was a pain in the butt. Why? Because to get to the screen, you literally have to take the whole phone apart. Everything has to go off. Now Apple made things easier when the iPhone 5, 5C, 5S came out. All you had to do was take off the screen from the front. And guys, this was the best time to get in the cell phone repair business. Screens were cheap, it was easy to fix phones. I started putting ads on Facebook, Craigslist, OfferUp. Now at this time was the birth of OfferUp, Let Go, 5 Miles. I was still going to college. I was a full-time college student. It was my last year of school, so like I was only working part-time at Home Depot. I was making only maybe like $400 every 2 weeks, and that was basically $800 per month, and that's nothing. I couldn't survive with that. But with the cell phone repair business, flipping phones, that brought me up to like $1,500, $2,000. As every new phone came out, like the new Samsung, the new iPhone. Oh, and at this time, people weren't using Blackberries anymore. People have phased out from the Blackberry era. And at this point was only smartphones. Like the iPhone 6 had just came out, Samsung Galaxy S5. And to fix those phones was pretty easy, but with every new phone that comes out, you have to do your research on how to fix it, because it gets a little bit harder and it's a little bit different compared to the previous model. The Samsung Galaxy S5, you could remove the battery yourself by just taking out the back cover. It was very easy to do. You just had to put your fingernail in, boop, you take out the battery cover. That was not the case with the Samsung Galaxy S6. The only way to take out the battery cover was to get a heat gun and heat up the back and pry up the back with a squeegee tool. And that right there took like 1 hour. That made things harder, obviously, because now to fix the screen, you had to basically break open the back. Speaking about the iPhone 6, Apple doesn't want third-party technicians like myself repairing their iPhones. They want all their customers to go to Apple and pay top dollar and get their phones fixed by them. So with the iPhone 6, that was when Error 53 came about. If you guys want to do more research on what Error 53 is, basically Apple breaking your phone. But anyways, that right there was the start of many headaches to come. The guys, like, Apple doesn't want you to interfere with their phone and opening up their phones. They want the customers to bring their phones to them and don't want people like me repairing their phones. And I'm gonna give you more examples of Apple making it difficult for us. Like I mentioned earlier, no Touch ID, no Face ID after repair. Only Apple can program this stuff back into your phone, and third-party repairs like myself could not do that. No more True Tone after a screen repair. So starting with the iPhone 8, once you replace the screen, you had to have a programmer, a special programmer, which was like an extra 50 to 100 bucks to program the old screen onto the new screen. For the latest iPhone 12, I saw this video by Hugh Jeffries. He had two iPhone 12s. He had just bought it. He switched out the motherboards, the cameras, and everything like that from one phone to the other. And the parts weren't compatible. The Face ID wasn't working. The camera wasn't working. Now keep in mind, all he did was switch the motherboard. Had the same camera from the other one. Swapped it over. The next thing is that you no longer had a battery update or a battery health percentage after you swapped out the battery. You would get like a battery service message at the bottom to replace your battery because it's not a real Apple battery. Just a bunch of bullshit just to make the customer think that the third-party repair technician is doing a bad job. The problem is Apple doesn't sell its original parts to the customers. So third-party repair technicians like myself would have to get refurbished original parts, which would still work good, but it's just the hassle of going through all that, while Samsung will sell original parts to its customers no problem. Last but not least, it wasn't worth the headache anymore. I got tired of fixing phones, and the phones would come back to me next week because the parts weren't working correctly or something would go wrong with the part that I had just replaced. Yes, like I was making some money, but not crazy money. I was slowly like phasing out from the screen repair business, from the flipping phone business, and trying to do something else. Just for me doing phones for like the last 6 years, guys, it just gets tiring doing the same thing over and over. Why I'm getting out of the cell phone repair business is that I started a new business, guys. For those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, which is TITO.hustle, you guys know that I'm a full-time sneaker reseller. Shout out to the process. Make sure y'all trust the process, guys. Like, this is the best business that I have ever done in my life, and here's why. When I'm reselling a used iPhone, sometimes they come back to me, meeting up the person, and they test it out. It works perfectly. Next week comes, the phone is not working, something's going wrong, the charger, the battery. With the sneaker business, like, there's no returns. Like, you're buying a new shoe and you resell it new. I've probably sold 1,000 pair of sneakers my whole life reselling shoes. I have never had not one return. Let me show you guys a sneak peek of what I do. That's my sneakers. This is not even half of what I got. I feel sad, but then I feel happy because I moved on to something else that's even better. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'm all ears. And thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video coming up. Till next time, guys, have a blessed one, and make sure y'all trust the process. You heard.